Now let me hear you say.
It's the AY Show.
From over 1,000 participants, the selected 10 comedians are ready for the first ever reality show. Who is going to be the next Naija comedy star, as confirmed by your votes and the scrutiny of the king of comedy, Ali Baba, I Go Die, Funke Akindele, and your host, AY. Showing live on Hip TV and all AY comedian social media platforms every Sunday and Wednesdays from 7 to 8 p.m. The next Naija comedy star is sponsored by Pig Milk, Coleman Wires, Revolution Plus Properties, Lucky Bay Homes, Eagle Leads Limited, Erling Group, Grandeur, and Hip TV. Packaged by Larry Mako Events.
They always sweet me when I see people gather like this. They remind me of my family. And so we say we gather every time, just our own, not be to laugh. Anytime we see us gather like this, just know say money don't lose. Anytime they tell like this. I noticed last week when I come, instead of to laugh for the jokes what they talk, they laugh for my appearance. For my mind, I don't know. I know if you blame on them because even when my father been born me, be no they proud of me like that. Now why anytime when they introduce us as in children giving friends, my own they always they different. They talk, this one are my son, this one are my son, and this now my daughter. When they reach my own, go say this one self now my wife born them. I just thank God say no be the woman where my father be one married and born me. Because when my father show me that woman picture, I can't they think say maybe their time self corona been there because you know say one of the symptoms of corona na loss of taste. So maybe now why my father be not get good taste that time. Why he married her because he tell me say the reason why him and the woman break up na when in Korea go one restaurant, she can't say she won't go use restroom. So now from where he sit down, now in the year when the security they shout, "You are a pervert! You are a pervert!" So he can't run, can't go the place, can't say what happen. The man can't tell him, "No, but this your friend." I tell him say, "Men go use the male restroom. He no agree. One can't use female restroom." My father can't tell him say, "Na woman no." He say, "Ah, so na woman." My father say, "Eh." He say, "Now say 12 on na pervert." And my father ain't give me problem where give me my father just like to the owe people. Even when he get money to buy the thing, go just the sweet and to owe you. The thing can't affect we in children. Even when I go school to go learn electrical engineering, they no agree make I learn and they say my father still the own NEPA. Why I no feel learn that one. And
all right, thank you very much. Aproko.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Aproko, and I'm one of the 10 contestants competing for the next Naija Comedy Star. And I would like you to help and vote for me to keep me in the house. And all you need to do is text VT space AY space Aproko to 8014.
Showing live on Hip TV and all AY Comedian social media platforms every Sunday and Wednesdays from 7 to 8 p.m. The next Naija Comedy Star is sponsored by Peak Milk, Coleman Wires, Revolution Plus Properties, Lucky Bay Homes, Eagle Leads Limited, Erling Group, Grandeur, and Hip TV. Packaged by Larry Mako Events.
Hi, good morning. My name is Gift Loveday, aka Aproko, and I am one of the 10 contestants contesting for the next Naija Comedy Star. I'm from Bayelsa State, Nembe, and Ogbe local government. Well, comedy for me was not chosen. I never thought I was ever going to be a comedian, but I found myself having love for it. Like as a kid, as a teenager rather, when I watch Night of a Thousand Laughs those days and I see comedians performing, I find out that I on my own would be like, okay, this guy, what he said here, he should have said it this way, he should have said it that way. I found myself correcting some things and adding to some of their jokes, and that was how I knew that I could do this. And so I would say it chose me. I never chose to be a comedian. At the beginning, my dad was not okay with it. Like I said, my dad was never happy with any job I did because he thought I deserved better. But at the long run, everyone saw how it was going, how I became popular in my state, and so they started giving me their support, and up till date, I've been getting full support from my family and friends. Well, my first experience as a stand-up comedian was not nice at all. I was booed and stoned off stage, and I thought of quitting then, but something told me, hey, you've not even started yet. And that was how I continued and I got this far. The comedy industry in Nigeria is growing rapidly, and I'm happy for our elders, the pioneers. I'm happy for what they've done. I'm happy for what they are doing. They are doing their best to take it to the next level. And also the fans. I'm happy that we're now in the era when you crack a joke that is not yours and the fans will correct you and say that is not your joke. So that alone explains growth. So I'm very happy for the comedy industry, and at the pace it's going, I'm very happy. It's going on smoothly. I would love to see a comedy industry in Nigeria where the fans are not stereotyped, where the fans are not going to welcome only one style of comedy. I'd love to see an industry where the fans would understand that this is his style, and accept the comedian for whatever they bring that is good. That is the kind of industry I want to see. I don't want an industry where somebody cracks a joke and people say it's too intelligent or it's too local. I want an industry where the fans are diverse. You crack a joke and you have people who would understand it. That is the kind of industry I want to see. My favorite moment as a comedian remains years ago when I was invited for a show in a school in Port Harcourt, and I got there pretty late because I was informed late too. So when we got there, the show was already over and all the students were coming out of the hall already. And when I arrived, the SUG president had to beg the students to go back into the hall to listen to me for at least 5 minutes. This was a show that was already over, like everyone was already upset. They were ready to mess me up because I could say they were forced to go back into the hall. So I told God that day, I said, if you do this for me today, then I'm going to accept that I am a comedian. And to God be the glory, it wasn't 5 minutes. It was up to 30 minutes and I held them down. And it was like the show started all over again. That has been my favorite moment up to date. My worst experience as a comedian also was a few years ago when I had the opportunity to perform in a very big platform that was going to shoot me to the next level. And I don't know, probably it was the plan of God. I didn't do so well, and to cut the long story short, I proved myself again. If I become the next Naija comedy star, I would do my best to make sure nobody around me takes the word giving up as a word that is in existence. I would do my best to make sure I try to improve young comedians who look up to me. I would let people know that nothing is impossible. Most of them are scared because this is not my first competition. I've been in 2 competitions that I won and nobody expected me to still come for this, but like I said, I don't move on my own, I move with God. And when God directs me to go somewhere, I just go. So God directed me to be here, and that's why I'm here. So whatever happens, I leave it up to Him. He knows what to do. So my family and friends are scared for me, but they are doing their best to support me. One is to take comedy to the rest of the world, to any part of the world. I want to make sure I take comedy to any English-speaking part of the world, anywhere they can understand English. I want to make sure I take comedy there, and I also want to make sure I go as far as to the point where people would ask, how did he do it? Those are my plans for comedy.
If you're boring, make you go away, far away, for the next Naija comedy star. If you fall in, make you show your face, oh yeah, show your face for the next Naija comedy star. The next Naija comedy star, comedy star, comedy star. The next Naija comedy star, comedy star, Naija comedy star. Naija comedy star.
No be all this one at the clap here, so you dey here. The competition now don't go get there. It don't kwaku. It don't paroma. See this money, now PDP don't share the money. Oh, that motor so don't cut into 8 years. Who they collect lights? They collect lights. Who they collect stereo? They collect stereo. But they just share the thing like that. Oh, I don't understand. Which kind of competition be this one? Person they perform since how many weeks ago? They know they reach final. I don't understand. They put person for us from Sunday to Sunday, feed person. Person not they happy say they fat. He reach there to perform, now attention go make and leave. When they feed us to kill us. Oh Lord, anybody feeding me to kill me? Holy Ghost, fire! Which kind of competition be this one? Maybe go they perform every week, na shilo. What to be all this one? Sure. If you know what this eviction that cost for that mansion and for that stopper. This the mansion, anything you work now you the shop. Because nobody know they come out. The one you shop today, now they follow you, they go tomorrow. So if you don't shop today, they'll drive you come for the house tomorrow. You're not concern anybody. You don't see showing for that mansion. Around 12 a.m., you see people out there, they use fry and tell the shop where they are. One guy out there come and turn picnic for side beans. But they pay people for that house. So I don't understand. Nigerians, they don't just allow you do, as they don't just give something freely. They must suffer you first. For 5 million when they want to give person, though. That person they perform. Who want to be a billionaire? Now one day they do want they get the winner. I don't understand. Which kind of competition be this one? Which kind of competition be this one? Sure? If for 5 million we feel they perform every week, now be safe now 1 billion they want give people go perform here every day. Bro, say we're ready to go work Michael Jackson, see that you call just people. For 1 billion, after we perform finish, you go just pack out your contestant and go here, ask me they perform, give you and your wife. You know to be 1 billion. I don't understand this.
Thank you very much. Please leave my stage.
Showing live on Hip TV and all AOI Comedian social media platforms every Sunday and Wednesdays from 7 to 8 p.m. The next Naija Comedy Star is powered by Peak Milk, Coleman Wires, The Ellen Group, supported by Hip TV, The Grandeur, Lucky Bay Home, Revolution Plus Properties, Icaleads, The Kairos Hall, packaged by Lanre Maku Events.
The next Naija comedy star. Comedy star.
Well, my name is Roland Timi Pere. I'm a comedian known as Perez, and I'm from Warri, Delta State. Comedy is just the love I What inspired me to take comedy as a career is the love I have for comedy as a craft. I love comedy so much. I love making people happy. Right from my secondary school days, I love putting smiles on people's face. Firstly, my friends, they were in support, but my family, they were never in support of me doing this. Every time parents focus on your studies, go school, do this, do that. And I say to them, it's not that I'm not going to take my studies serious, but comedy as a whole is what I love doing, so they should allow me do it. My family were never in support of me doing this, but gradually, as time goes on, my mom began to see that, yes, it's like this boy really loves doing this thing, so they have no choice than to allow me do what I want to do. Well, my first ever experience as a stand-up comedian was bad, yeah. It was really bad because I started comedy when I was in secondary school. Back then, I used to be in a group called Golden Crown Pavilion, so they do take me to events once in a while, mostly carnival because the area where I come from, now just normal gospel events, then carnival if need be. So there was this time I performed in a carnival. The response from the audience was not what I was expecting to see. Though they laughed fine, but it wasn't what I expected to see. So then I said to myself, well, it's like I really need to work on myself. You know the way this carnival event be for Delta State, when you are performing, you're cracking a joke, trying to make the people laugh, then somebody will just from nowhere, I beg, come up for there, we don't hear that joke before. Come up for there. Some you get that joke. Even if they never hear the joke before, they tell you say not be you get that joke. So it's kind of awful. What I've observed about the comedy industry is that there's nothing like record label. Just like the way music industry they get record label, but comedy not get. And I would like if something like record label just did for this comedy industry, because there are a lot of upcoming comedians out there like me. You know, no platform, nothing. So by the time there is something like comedians, big senior colleagues started signing upcoming comedians, it will be easy for other comedians, because senior colleagues out there, they don't sign comedians, and it's really not helping. It's not helping the comedy industry. So I would say if there's something like record label in the comedy industry, it would be very nice. One of my favorite moments as a comedian was when I qualified as the top 10 finalist for the next Naija Comedy Star. One of my worst experiences as a comedian was when I performed at an event, then the response I get from the audience was not what I was expecting. You know, as a comedian, now the laughter from the audience, now they boost our morale. So by the time you perform, the audience not laugh, they not turn up. Well, nobody say they not laugh, but they laugh not what you expect. So it makes you, the comedian, feel bad. So when after my performance, then I discovered that the laughter I was expecting back was not enough. So I said to myself that I really need to work on myself, work on my brand, and work on my jokes. Well, if I become the next Naija Comedy Star, by the grace of God, I will, like every other comedian is doing, I will set up a show. Then I'll give platform to other comedians. Yes, because where I'm coming from, Warri Delta State, they don't give platform to upcoming comedians. Yes, they believe that instead of me to give this upcoming comedian a platform, my pieces and so person come, make it go do, make I pay them or come, make it go do, and which is not really helping matters. Even if you don't still pay person, come your event. At least the younger ones that are coming up, they are still there. You give them the platform to showcase themselves before your big artists, your A-list artists come up to perform. Where I'm coming from, they don't give platform to upcoming comedians. So that's why you see most upcoming talented comedians, just because there's no platform, they will leave the comedy, then start going into different things. Some will go to repair phone, some will go sell clothes for boutique, they go do sales boy, sales, stuff like that, and it's really bad. So the talent there is dying. So by the grace of God, if I become the next Naija Comedy Star, I will give platform to other comedians that are coming up. And so now the platform where they know they give us for where we come from. So that's why I said to myself, I said no, instead of me to go beg them all the time for platform and I don't beg them rich, I know they agree. I said no, I need to fight for myself. That's why I came for this next Naija Comedy Star competition to make sure I create a platform for myself. So if I become the next Naija Comedy Star, I'll set a platform for other comedians that are coming up and make them believe that yes, with comedy, they can build up something for themselves. My top plan for my career as a comedian is to push my brand, to make sure I'm a well-known comedian in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Yes, to make sure I'm a recognized face of comedy in Nigeria.
If you're boring, make you go away, far away, far away. For the next Naija Comedy Star. If you funny, make you show your face, oh yeah, show your face. For the next Naija Comedy Star. The next Naija Comedy Star. Comedy Star. Comedy Star. The next Naija Comedy Star. Comedy Star. Naija Comedy Star. Naija Comedy Star.
Ogbonnaya Prince Ifeanyi Chukwu, also known as MOP, born 20th March 1990, a graduate of marketing from the Imo State University. Let's welcome the Abia State-born comic, MOP.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Good evening, my judges. The heat is getting on, yeah? No, good say we are polo with a right pick. Your joke no come pick. You do very bad. And I see beautiful ladies up here. I like the women because they are always precise. Anything where they love, they full and well. I tell my guy now, the way girls, they carefully carry pizza for this Lagos. For you carry your relationship like that, it must lead to marriage. No, now because girls, they always get things easy. I bet who put this law? Say once a young boy enter public transport, he see girl wey you know inside the car. Automatically now he go pay her transport. No, now because it happened to my guy from Naija to CMS, he hold 600. Enter bus, sit down for front, make nobody touch him. The girl from back touch somebody, touch conductor come touch him. Hi, Cindy. Wetin happen? My guy use shame pay 600 wey no plan. Now road work he use come back house. Because all those people they see for park where they dress well, actually, I'm a little bit stranded. Stranded, no get a little bit. You're stranded. I'm a little bit. Thank you. I like to be a comedian. I'm proud because comedians now the people who get humble spirit for entertainment industry. See bros Alina, see bros AY, see bros I go die, see a cappella, they came alone. Musicians, they work out with 11 people. Nothing then they work. Oh, if you got the video for show for Port Harcourt now, they work out with 11 people. One go your whole flash drive. Second one go whole white towel. Third one go whole half Hennessy from Lagos to Port Harcourt. Thank you. Thank you.
My name is Ogbonnaya Prince Ifeanyi Chukwu, and I am from Abia State. I have always had that passion, I've always had that love of seeing people happy, and most especially when I'm the source of the happiness. It gives me an extra joy. So during my secondary school days, I found myself taxing my brain to do things in the classroom that's going to make everybody happy instead of facing my books. So at that point, I got that name MOP from my classmates, and that was how it all started. It's splendid. It's beautiful to know that my parents has always been my support system. They trust me to the level that they never disagree with any of my decisions, even when I was much younger. So They have been by my side. It was, first of all, it was acting for me. I was thinking it's just going to be acting, and then I found out that it's comedy, stand-up comedy for me, and I've been having my parents' support from that day until now, and it's beautiful. And all my friends are on my side. My first ever experience as a stand-up comedian, I think that would be in my church back in Port Harcourt. We were having a youth program, and I pleaded with our youth leader to perform in church. I and a friend of mine, he's an engineer, so we did that performance and it went well, and the pastor was even surprised that he has comedians in the church that he never knew about. And it was a good one, and I think that was a very good start for me. The developments I would like to see in the Nigerian comedy industry is more sponsorship, more brand influence coming in. You can agree with me that in the entertainment industry, comedians have the lowest number of endorsement and all. We don't have this kind of, we don't have a structure, yeah? Like the Nollywood, we don't have a name that we can call ourselves. So it's more or less an individual race, even if we call ourselves colleagues and friends in the industry. So we need something, we need to have a structure, we need to have a kind of, what the musicians call a record label. I think we need structures like that too. We need management agencies taking up our responsibilities and seeing that our activities, our shows, and our events go well, while we are left with the task to think about the jokes and deliver them properly. I think we need an improvement on that. One of my favorite moments as a comedian, I've had a whole lot of them, but I think the one I can remember is my first performance in Lagos. Yeah, I stepped into Lagos for the first time in 2017 on a Saturday, and I was on stage on the next day, which is on a Sunday, at the Co Hotel, which is the biggest event center in Nigeria, if I'm not mistaken. And it was a Bororo show, and I had 3 minutes to perform, and I had a good audience response, and I think that should be my best for now. Okay, one of the worst experience performing as a comedian, yeah, that should be in my university days. Yeah, I belonged to an entertainment group called Grip Entertainment. They had an event, and during my performance, somehow, some people were having a fight with the bouncers and those at the gates. So it was fighting all through during my performance, and it was really a bad experience for me. So I was just taking the blame, thinking I wasn't funny. But the truth was that everywhere was so rowdy, and they almost scattered the show. And I've never forgotten that experience. That should be the worst for me, yeah? If I'm a match winner for this contest, for the next Naija Comedy Star, this is in one, I'm going to do a lot. Funny as it's going to sound, I'm going to do a competition like this that I'm coming out from. It might be something smaller than this, but I'm definitely going to make sure that part of that money goes to someone that is also as talented as a comedian that should be known. Yeah, I've always had that dream. Maybe here in Lagos, or I'll take it back to my school all the way in Owerri and do something. And after that, I'll have my show in Lagos, Port Harcourt, and Owerri. These are the places that I've lived all through my life. I was born and bred in Port Harcourt. I schooled in Owerri, Imo State University, and I came here to chase my career in Lagos. So these 3 places, I have dreams of doing a kind of, will you call it a tour? Yeah. So if I win this money, my tour begins, a talent hunt, and of course, help to talented entertainers who need to be pushed. They are happy, of course. They got no choice. We're on a ladder to greatness. So anybody we don't like me now, we be now. They are all happy. They are all giving their support. We can hear, we can feel the tension in the air. We can see the support. We can feel them, and it's good so far. Everybody's happy. My parents, my siblings, my fans, my friends, my bosses, even my enemies right now, they are supporting me. The 2 top plans I have for my career as a comedian, with the help of God, to make sure my name goes around the world, around the country first of all, known as a stand-up comedian, just like few of my mentors and people I look up to in the industry. I want to be as great as them and if possible, bigger than them in the industry and successful all around. Then I'll now bounce into other areas of entertainment. But for me, it's entertainment all through.
If you're boring, make you go away, far away, far away. For the next Naija comedy star. If you fall in, make you show your face. Oh yeah, show your face. For the next Naija comedy star. Naija comedy star.
Oh, this is one I go come in last. So, option number they share position. See, I'm a very straightforward individual. I like to get things right. You understand? This house where they want to drive some people go so I like no bros me they answer me. They'll give people transport. Because I for come for far. I know see some people they say, okay, now Bini boy, if you fly, go back. See, research on now affect witchcraft. One thing about Bini man can advise. If Bini man advise you, I never even go far for this competition. They don't really come and say, Netete, don't kill yourself. You're already doing well. You are a student. If you don't make it here, go back to school. And make it in school. I know book now there. Me when we say that me be carry over, they know me, I did to carry over. The amount of carry over what they get now, the devil tell me say, oh boy, only one of you finish her. So my children will need to call class before they gain admission. Everybody know now. Calm down. Wait, time no day. See, everybody knows say, but say where according to the press, everybody knows say he spent 10 years for university. Now they don't use but say why they compare me. Say, Netete, you are just in your 5th year. Look at your mentor, he did 10 years. Who are you? I'm not done. But say where? See, I want to let you know, say, I know they challenge you. You understand? Man, okay, say, now me can go break your record. That would be very disrespectful of me. You understand? Now what I did to win this 5 million so I can drop out on time. Thank you very much.
Yeah, what's up everyone? My name is Netete and I'm from Benin City, Edo State. Please keep watching the show and keep voting to vote for me to keep me in the house. Please text VT space AY space Netete to 8014.
Showing live on Hip TV and all AOI comedian social media platforms every Sunday and Wednesdays from 7 to 8 p.m. The next Naija Comedy Star is sponsored by Pig Milk, Coleman Wires, Revolution Plus Properties, Lucky Bay Homes, Eagle Leads Limited, Erling Group, Grandeur, and Hip TV. Packaged by Larry Mako
Comedy
Events.
star. Naija comedy star.
Calm down. Now they confuse us. This competition don't really they confuse us. No people the contestants and even they confuse me, like the fans. Because we don't know now they support again. Perez, Steve Mario, they say who not really deal with? The ones where they pay me pass and the ones where they go Facebook, they post my video for Facebook, I mean they perform. Under the comment section, people go that he's a very funny guy. I love his jokes. But Steve Mario all the way. Who are you supporting? What if you pay me pass? Recently, when they come and say, you won't believe it. Somebody just sent me 2,000 naira airtime to vote for you. I said, yeah, vote now. What are you waiting for? He said, I just remember now that I borrowed money from MTN. See, I always tell people, say, if you see, we feel the wait as they born Peking, me they congratulate them like after 20 years. Most see what they turn out to first. Because some people don't really watch these congratulations. Person like me now, maybe after 20 years, they just come, say, where the Peking where you born? Say, Netete, say, he's doing well in life. He's a comedian, he's handsome. They go say, okay, they go congratulate my mama. Some people call bring Cerelac, they call bring Golden Mall, they call bring all those things. It goes sweet. But just imagine, say, now the other way around, they call come see person for grand. They feel they confused whether I'm a boy or a girl. Because madam, which Peking you born at? I said, I'm a boy before, but now I believe I'm a girl. So what you be name was Bobrisky. Say, madam, thank God say we never congratulate you because we don't know if you're supposed to wear baby boys' clothes or women's clothes. Thank you very much. That's my time.
Netete.
The next Naija
what's up everyone? My name is Netete and I'm from Benin City, Edo State. Yeah, what inspired me actually, I've always been funny around friends since I was young, very young. And also, I've been watching comedy clips, Buffy, Basket Mouth, AY and the rest of them since I was a kid. And there are some clips I'll be like, I feel do this thing now. Because of the advice I get from my friends and some other people, I just feel like I should try this comedy thing. So that's why I'm here. About my family reaction, actually, they didn't know I was doing stand-up comedy. I've not been doing stand-up comedy for a long time. I just started last year, 2019. So they got to find out through this next Naija comedy star. So I'm on TV, they have to know and the rest. So that's how they got to find out. Some of the family members were angry. They were like, so you sabi do this thing, you never tell us since. You understand? So, but they have to support me anyways. I'm their son and they don't have any choice. Okay, actually, before I started stand-up comedy, I was putting out skits. I was not consistent though. I was putting out some skits. So, but my major breakthrough into stand-up comedy was when I went to Alibaba Spontaneity 2019. That was my first time and my first performance, and I made it to the finals at January 1st concert. So that was like a breakthrough. What I observe in the comedy industry is that there are no platforms for young comics, and in most states, there are no comedy clubs. If there were comedy clubs in different states, young comics will get the opportunity to always try jokes and the rest. So, because as a young comedian, you cannot just go to a big show and get the platform to perform. They will not allow you to perform. You understand? So, I think there should be comedy clubs in enough good numbers of comedy clubs in all the states, so we get the chance to perform. That's why we're in this competition now. If there were platforms, we not really be here. My favorite moment as a comedian was performing at January 1st concert this year, January 1st, 2020. As an unknown, I was not known, and the audience accepted me. Some of the people who qualified, they were familiar faces and the rest. So accepting me as an unknown was a big win for me. I think my worst moment was performing at a church program. It was an all-night program. The audience were already asleep. They've not shared refreshment, so they didn't want to listen to my jokes. So I just left the stage. If I become the next Naija comedy star, I think I will invest the money in my craft, make other platforms for young comics to showcase their talents, and also bring out projects that will also help the industry. Yeah, I think they are very proud, though they got to find out the hard way, but they are very proud. They are seeing me on TV now, it's a good thing. Yeah, my top 2 plans. Firstly, I would like to go international, not just to be a local comedian here in my country. I would love to put out shows abroad, and also be in the movie scene, also make movies like Boss AY is doing.
If you're boring, make you go away, far away, for the next Naija comedy star. If you funny, make you show your face. Naija comedy star.
Ajuluchukwu Ebuka Emmanuel, aka Steve Mario, was born on the 14th of December 1992. The Anambra-born comedian is also an engineering graduate from the Chukwuemeka Odumegu Ojukwu University. Let's welcome Steve Mario.
All right, Nami, Mario. There is something I always tell people in life: for you to get to the peak, there are things you are not supposed to do. Don't lie about who you are, and don't lie about what you have, because what made you who you are is in you. Amen. Now, this thing I'm talking about, it affected Techno. Techno was singing, everybody was enjoying. We were laughing, we were enjoying until Techno sang Pana. For like give me love. The part where cause problem, now that say you say you like cassava, I get a big cassava. As he sing that song finish, he can't go show for Abuja. Come wear boxers, go swimming pool. They can't snap and picture. Consumer. Cause he say waiting Techno, they call big cassava and one premature carrot. They can't carry Techno, enter Twitter, enter Instagram, begin the drag them. Where is the big cassava? Where is the big cassava? What happened to the big cassava? Techno enter studio. One confuse us. What do we hear? Forget about the big things, so make we talk about the small things. So I said no way. You started it, we will finish it here. People were not telling Tekno, if you not talk about the big things now, we will cancel you. Show us the big thing or we cancel you. Tekno, when they admit small, he enter studio. Another man food is another man poison. He come the next line. Monkey no fine, but his mama like him. I say, calm down. As in girlfriend come here that part, he say, monkey no fine, your mama like him and no be your mama. Make sure you change this cassava. Do something about this cassava, or I am ending this relationship. I have been suffering and keeping quiet. Has taken to hear that one. He enter studio, begin to explain to his girlfriend. Monica, no be today. Me and you don't dey fight, don't they? I no go pursue woman. I go change my way. The girl say no change your way. Leave am like that. Change your cassava. Now be the problem. The girl the para say if you don't change this cassava, I am leaving. Immediately Tekno here leaving. He enter studio. What do we hear? Begin to threaten girlfriend. If you leave me, yawa go there. I say leave and nothing will happen.
Inspired me to take comedy as a career. Actually, when I was growing up, I used to be this talkative kind of kid, so I talks a lot. And in my secondary school days, I belonged to the banter group. Like if you find somebody problem, they will call us, we will banter you, we will paint you. So I was enjoying comedy from the veteran comedians then, Uchobuago, did the one day. And then I got to university looking for a way to survive. I discovered, okay, guy, you can talk. So why not see if we can merge it into something that will earn you a little living. That was how I started the dream of being a comedian. I'm from a very strong Catholic family, very strong one. So comedy is something that my mother precisely sees it as something that is somehow worldly. But when I came to explain to her, Mom, this is what I'm into, this is not what I'm into, she was like, fine, I believe you, so do it. So I practically got the support I needed, basically, from my family. My first ever experience as a stand-up comedian, it was actually in my 100 level in the university. I was nominated to represent my department in our interdepartmental debate in school. And for some reasons, I was the person that trained the second speaker. I was the first speaker of the debate, and so I guided the second speaker, my second speaker. But then I got to the debate venue and trying to make my introduction, I forgot my topic. I was like, the reason for the topic of my debate, so I was thrown off balance for like 2 minutes before I came back. So after the encounter, the person I trained took 60. Then me that trained him was around, I think up to 12 or something or 13. So during the compilation of the results, the judges were like, is there any entertainer here that can just do anything while we wait for the result? So I felt like I've done bad. So I was looking for a little way to see if I can make up for the mess I made that place. So something told me, why not just go and try comedy? I told my second speaker, he said, guy, don't try it. You have messed up the first time, so don't double your madness. I summoned the courage, I picked up, went to the SUG Secretary General, that's one of the judges then, told him I'm a comedian, so he gave me a microphone, and I said, with a microphone, SUG Secretary General, sit down. So he asked me, are you a comedian? I said yes, but nobody heard what he said. So I said, now can you go and sit down? So that commanding voice, he sat down. People were like, look at this year one student commanding a whole SUG Secretary General, and the SUG Secretary General obeyed. So they started clapping. Wow, this guy is wonderful. So I felt the feeling was not bad. So I say I will eventually build a career around it. You know, comedy industry is a very vast industry. Just that in Nigeria, we are limited to a certain kind of comedy, to a certain kind of a way of being funny. So it's a very wonderful and still a very raw industry, very untapped. Okay, the development I would love to see in Nigeria comedy industry, a lot of them, like comedy is the least when it comes to Nigerian entertainment industry, because people barely invest in comedy industry, except comedians. Just like when it comes to music industry, you will see somebody that is not a musician, not into music, but then he will have a record label, be signing artists, and be taking care of them till they make it. But when it comes to comedy, we rarely see something like that. So it's a very big problem that for you to come out of ring light, it takes God, grace, and your personal input, hard work and effort. So I pray we'll come to grow above that sooner or later and be more creative in the industry. One of my favorite moments as a comedian, I think that was the day I was officially endorsed as our school best comedian. Not like officially, but the day I was accepted as a comedian, because after my first magic after my debate day, the rest of my performance for like 1 year was always ends with away and throwing bottles and sachets of water at me. So the first day I made a joke on stage, and everybody laughed, clapped, and gave me a shouting ovation. That was the day I said, okay, fine, I am now a comedian. So I will always cherish that day. One of my worst experience as a comedian, you know, when it comes to worst experience, I have multiples of them, like a lot of them. Because there was a day I wanted to make a joke. That was in my very early stage. So I wanted to make a joke, but then I was just trying to throw a jab at somebody, but instead of trying to be funny, I was abusive. So it ended up that I was abusing my audience, and it wasn't cool at all, because even at a point somebody talked back at me. I was very furious. Like, I was very furious on stage that day. So I was trying to prove myself. I was trying to give the person back what he gave me, and it didn't end well. It was just more like an explosion of anger, and it's my worst day in school. If I become the next Naija comedy star, my contribution in the comedy industry, at least to a reasonable extent, I try to be original. I try to come out with something people are not so used to. I try to carve out my own niche. I try to come out from an angle that have not been in existence, sort of. So I believe bringing out that alone will add a positive vibe to what is already on ground, and hopefully, maybe from that particular niche I carved out for myself, a bigger and a greater pattern of comedy can arise, because it's just a new idea that I'm still trying to refine so that it will be a unique pattern of my own comedy. So that once you see something like this, they will say, like in Nigerian industry now, whenever you come on stage and you are like, people will say, so that is his own pattern. We have carved it out. There are a lot of musical comedians in the industry, but whenever you talk about musical comedy, the first person that comes to people's mind is Kenny Black. He carved out the niche. He wasn't the first person, but he brought it to limelight. And that is what I want to do. Whenever you hear this certain or this genre of comedy, you say Steve Mario. When it comes to my family and friends, they have been so supportive. As a matter of fact, before I came for this interview, my mom called me and said, I don't know how to vote. So I told your sister to vote for me, but I gave her money. So at least I am happy. I am happy that all of them are totally in support of my dream. Two top plans I have as a comedian. First, I love reading. That was why I love reading, I love writing. That was why initially my trademark was coming on stage with a book. It wasn't for show off. I love reading. And I really love script writing. As a matter of fact, I have been working on a lot of my personal experience as a comedian, both the worst, the good, and the ugly. I try to coin it and bring out the comedy part of it. So I want to go into movie making as a comedian, and I want to start up a particular and a very unique pattern of comedy movies. Real, when you watch it, you get emotional, you get happy, you get motivated. I want something that is so real that people will feel like when you are telling the story, the person that is watching it will be feeling your pain. Like I had a very strong experience in SAS office one time. I went.
Naija comedy star.
One of the easiest place to live is in Port Harcourt. If you wise, ma tell you I go tell you. If you dey come Port Harcourt for the first time and you come for night, ask area dey safe. If area dey safe, go. You then tell say the area no dey safe, so I go take go. For Port Harcourt, you then see now by 11, no go by that time, go by 1. The boys wey dey for road and they fear, you where they come they fear. Because they no expect say anybody go come back by that time. Come on your cloth, tie am for your waist, the bands they go. But see the bands, make them hear your voice from far. Out of fear, they go ask you one question. Who goes there? Gather mind, ask them back. Who goes you to ask me, who goes me? The guy go surprise, he go ask you again, who goes you to ask me, who goes me? Before I go know from 1 o'clock, who goes me, they don't break, you don't go ask. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Coxing. First of all, I know it's not very easy to be the first comedian, especially in a competition. One of the things that trips me most about you is your mind. Your type of materials shows so much of a sound mind. I'm sure sometimes you wish you can remove your mind and put in the mind of everybody listening to you so that they can get it exactly how you mean it, right? You are a comedian, you are a fantastic comedian, you are fresh, and I can assure you that freshness that you have is one of the first guarantees you have to survive in this business. Thank you.
Naija comedy star.
Yo, dude, man, make the ovation loud, make it loud, I beg. No easy, I don't perform 2 times, only me this night. Now all this kind of tension, they make comedians come up for comedy. I know one of my guys, a comedian before, but now they say palms. So they call him Wachi the Parmedian. Tension for backstage, no be here. Then give on a food on a chop for the break, abi? Comedian, their food still load for back. Who get joke, no fit no get appetite. Everybody dey back. Where I surprise? Who manage chop? I tell him to give me serviette. He give me serviette, he hand dey shake. They don't turn it into cultural dance. I say, see, Baba don't turn Pokoli.
The next Naija comedy star. Comedy star. Naija comedy star.
Alright, good day everyone. My name is Coxing Christian. I'm from Port Harcourt, which is in Rivers State. I'm a native of Okrika and we speak Ijaw. I grew to love comedy as a craft. I was an actor. I grew up being an actor. My elder brother, my stepbrother, Osaki, was taking me up as an actor for one time when I was in school. So after I left them, I started living with my grandma where I joined the production team as an actor. As time went, I started seeing a few comedians that were coming around for our production shoots. So I decided that I could try this thing out. I got interested. I started watching a couple of clips from Agudai, Basket Mouth, and a couple of wonderful comics. So I decided to be part of the craft and see what I can do with it. And here we are, doing the Lord's work. My first ever experience as a stand-up comedian was kind of awkward. I didn't do very, very fine, but I liked it. I grew up not having somebody I could hold on to as a mentor, so I started watching random clips and trying to see how I could do it. Nobody would say do this and do that until one time when I was in my final year in school, I was asked to perform. I was even tired because all the other big heads in school had performed and then it was not coming out like me. How would I perform and it to work? But eventually I had a bit of knowledge in sound arrangement. So when they gave me the mic, I had to pull off the foam that was there. And then it sounded a little bit sharper, at least people could hear me. And then from there, things started working out. I've noticed that comedy is not all as it seemed in Nigeria though. I've noticed that most of the times, it's not even about how talented you are. I've learned that you have to be polite, you have to be humble, you have to have a very good character, know how to relate with other people, basically. So I've learned a lot. Plus, stand-up comedy in Nigeria makes you flexible. It makes you know a couple of things and how to talk about it. You just wouldn't always accept simple laugh. You have to make the laughs come very, very heavy. So I've learned a couple of things that I can work with. All right, as time goes, there are some things we want to talk about that we need some IQs to be up to understand. So generally, if the education system in Nigeria will go up, I think the generation that are coming up will not be having to struggle to talk about some things that are very, very technical. So I think with time, the comedy industry as it's going up will yield more profit as it's doing in the Western society. Yeah, and then I think at that point, comedians will get to profit the most. My favorite moment, this is included. Yeah, next Naija Comedy Star. I think I've enjoyed a couple of things. I think some time to think. I think this is the point where most people that have not known about my craft get to know about it. Most people that have not known me get to know about me. A whole lot of things. So this is really part of it. My worst experience as a comedian are those times where my joke didn't go as I planned. Yeah, most of the times. You know, in our job, you get to meet a heterogeneous audience where what this person wants to hear isn't what the next person wants to hear. So you get to see some stuff and then it really doesn't work. Some other times you have to wait for jobs. One of the most annoying part is when you have to wait for, people have to wait for you to MC jobs before you get paid as a stand-up comedian. But the both crafts are different. You have to be paid as a stand-up comedian differently. Money has to come as a stand-up comedian, not as an MC though, for me. But sometimes I think MCs are paid more than stand-up comedians are paid. So we are praying that we get to the part where we get to do our own special, where people come to hear jokes, actual jokes, instead of waiting for us to ask them to MC their event so we get paid. When I get to win, I wouldn't want to lie low. I think that the world will want to hear me, the world will want to hear what I have. Okay, everybody is going to vote because they think this guy is good, and at the end of the day when you get to win, they don't want to see you out of the scene for a very long time. They want you to keep up. Some people believe in you so much that they want to be seen. Even if they're not seeing every other comedian, they just want to be seeing you. So you just have to be, I'll try to be putting out content, try to start from the grassroots, use part of what I have gotten, what I have won, to see if I can get a show done, maybe with sponsors too. And then with time, before another show comes, try to be putting up things on social media for them to be seeing, things that are interesting though, and then with time, just keep being there, just keep being consistent with what I do. So I think basically that's what I will do by the grace of God. All of them are excited, even though some of them are tensed though. When I left the house, I live in Port Harcourt, when I left the house for Lagos for the audition, I told just very few people, right? I just wanted to go and see how it went, and then with time. So it was later after the audition that I called my mom to tell her that, see, this is where I went, I qualified, because we don't stay in the same house. So she was worried, and then she was like, when am I coming back and all. So when they started hearing about all the voting process, and then they didn't have the channel to watch, they were worried. How would they watch? How would they do this? So some of my friends were just going to give them information, and then, you know, from a Christian mother, she always pray for you and be worried. So I just hope it turns out fine. My two topmost plans as a stand-up comedian, the first plan is to get good jokes for my audience, right? I don't want to be the guy that's forcing the joke on the audience. I want it to just come out naturally. I just want people to just like it naturally, right? I want to talk about things that they will relate to. And then secondly, I really want to trust in God that I keep being in the eyes of the audience. Give them something very interesting to watch. Just be there, keep putting up events. Apart from the fact that I'll get good jokes, I'll keep putting up events. Because if you have good jokes and then you keep putting up events, I think people will always follow you. I don't want the situation where you put up a good event and then the jokes are not very good, or you have good jokes and then they cannot see it to hear it. So I want to be able to blend good materials with good events together.
If you're boring, make you go away, far away, far away. For the next Naija Comedy Star. If you fall in, make you show your face, show your face. Oh yeah, show your face, show your face. For the next Naija Comedy Star.
Hey everybody, my name is Aproko.
It's your boy Netete.
My name is Perez.
It's your boy MOP, Mouth of the People.
My name is Steve Mario.
My name is Coxon Christian.
Like that.
Okay. Oh, you know on the beat.
We're chilling with Meridian Brandy, one of our brass sponsors for the next Naija Comedy Star. So guys, you can chill, you can drink, but keep your joke and make it original. Because those judges, they're not well. They know the one with the thief from Sokoto, the one where they moved 2 lines from Kanu. I want to believe, how far have you been enjoying the show so far?
Yes, boss, we've been enjoying ourselves, sir. The show has been amazing. At least it's helping us ease some tension.
Yeah, it's been a wonderful experience so far.
Yes, we've been enjoying ourselves and it's been a wonderful experience so far.
Yeah, thank you to Ikelis. We can see something else other than just boys. This is the best time, especially now that we are preparing for final. We need to cool off a little.
This is us saying a very big thank you to Meridian Brandy for being one of our sponsors.
Meridian Brandy is a smooth and fruity alcoholic drink made from the finest ingredients. It contains no carbohydrate and is low in cholesterol. Meridian Brandy is in 75 cl bottle, 200 ml plastic bottle, and 100 ml throughout Nigeria. Drink responsibly and not for persons below 18 years. Meridian Brandy, distinction in taste.
Welcome to Lucky Bay Homes. This is one of the numerous projects we have at hand at the moment. We're just trying to make sure we have everything available to complete some of these projects before 25th December. I'm sure if you come here by next week, this place is going to look completely different. Welcome. I will take a brief tour, though it's not complete yet. That's why you see things the way they are. But let's just still have a little tour. So that's basically what we have on this particular site. We have like 3 sites that we are presently working in these estates. So as time goes, we can get to see other sites. My name is Eze C.K. Emmanuel, General Manager, Lucky Bay Home. I thank you guys for coming to pay a special visit to our site today. I hope you're impressed with what you've seen. Thank you.
Every house is not a home. Building a home begins with finding the right house. Comfort, quality, luxury, affordability. You name it. We have just the solution for you. Lucky Bay Home. Our strategic focus is centered on building exceptional properties in some of Nigeria's most desirable locations, residential, retail, and commercial. This is why we have developed different financial options for our esteemed clients to create an easy pathway up the property ladder and with the highest standards, supported by market awareness, driven by passion, and governed by integrity. For more info and inquiries, you can call +234 903 636 4054 or +234 909 702 5123 or visit our Lagos office, Kilometer 18 Lekki Ekpe Expressway, Justice Plaza, Bellissimo Hotel Road, Lekki, Lagos. Abuja, 22B Lume Crescent, Wuse Zone 7, close to NAFDAC FCT, Abuja. Lucky Bay Homes. Remember, every house is not a home.
The competition done tough now. All the contestants, they use anything where they get now to win this money. Some of them, they even use emotional blackmail. They attack me for camp. One come meet me yesterday morning. Come they tell me, say, before he come this competition, say him papa die. And say, na him be papa first son. So, and say the money way, then go take bury the papa, say na him go bring them. Like say the thing concern me. But wait, now so I take laugh, my time go finish. Wait. When he been they talk, I can't they feel for them. Because he look like who they really suffer. So I can't tell and say, may no worry. Anyhow, God go to him. More they say I go be tomorrow by 12:30. Myself, my papa go die. So that two of us go there equal. Since now only you they find 5 million. See, my telling us some of these contestants, they don't even get problem. They just come here to come give us problem. Because and they know say they don't get problem. So the thing don't make now. They want play smart one on God. So them now they go find problem, give themselves. So that God go look down and pity them. Go give them the money. Because one of them I know very well. Boy, I know they suffer. They live very well. Because of this competition. Don't rush, go give 2 girls belly. May just be say problem they in head. At the year and yesterday, they make call, they set in younger brother up. They tell police, say, make them go waterside by 5 in the evening. Say, then go see him brother, they smoke weed with people, make them arrest them. Just make problem, just did their head. Now, waiting, then just define. The thing say, God no know what thing they do. And see, man, tell you now, we like this now, this competition, we don't succeed, confuse God. God now no, we want help again. No, because just one morning now, I wake up around 6, I start to pray. Around 7, I still they pray. Another contestant come begin to pray for your own room. Man, no lie on I can't they jealous in prayer points. And because they heavy past my own, so they can't they be like saying they suffer past me. So as a smart man, I can't change my own prayer point. And so I can't they pray make God no answer in home. No, because I even give God valid reasons why he no suppose answer them. Because this thing na first come first serve. I wake up by 6, you come by 7. You don't even know whether me and God don't talk finish. You just jump, come begin put mouth for waiting with the talk. What it concern you for waiting with the talk?
I'm recording this thing. It's okay. Off the mic.
Apoko.
Sir?
Apoko, on behalf of the judges, drop the mic.
Off the mic. Get out.
Please, I would need your votes to keep me going in this competition. And all you need to do is text VT space AY space Aproko to 8014. That's all you need to do.
Now let me hear you say.